Hey guys, Chris here for Thomann's Guitars and Basses. In today's Guitar Tech Tips, I will show you how to restring a steel string acoustic guitar. In this series, I want to show you how to fix the most common issues and how to set up your guitars and basses without too many special tools. This time we'll talk about restringing steel string acoustic guitars. We will shoot episodes on basses, classical guitars, electric guitars with float rose bridges and every tune and that as well, so stay tuned. If you don't want to miss those episodes, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. First you have to remove the old strings. You can use a string winder, it makes things faster, but you don't really need it actually. And then remove the bridge pins. How should I pull the pins, you might ask? Well, there are a couple of tools for that. First of all, a string winder very often has these little cuts, which is exactly for that purpose. You'll also find a pin puller on this Planet Waves tool right here. If you don't have any of these tools, don't worry, you can use a smaller string cutter. You just open it, put it under the pin, lay it down on the bridge saddle and lift the pin up. It's very important not to close the cutter, obviously. It happens sometimes that you cannot pull out the pin. That's because the ball end of the string got stuck in the pin. Try to move the pin up and down as much as you can and push the string down, so into the body. Sooner or later, the string will let go and you can pull the pin out. It's a good idea to clean the fretboard while the strings are off anyhow. If you want to know more about how and why you should oil and clean the fretboard, we have a video on that subject. Check it out. Alright, let's put on the new strings. I'll be using these D'Addario XT coated strings. These are the 12 to 53 gauge strings. If you want to go softer, you can use the 11s. If you want to have more tension and a bigger sound, then go for 13s. Here's an important advice that many don't know. Bend the ball end of the string before you plug them in the bridge hole. The bent string should point away from the pin, like this. This way the strings will stay in tune way better right after you're done with restringing. Also, the strings will less likely get stuck in the pin. How and where should you cut off the end of the string at the machine head? Well, 2 to 3 turns are ideal on a tuner. To achieve that, you have to pull the string straight and cut off the string right behind the next tuner. For example, if it's the E string you want to trim, you will cut it behind the A string's tuner, right there. That's a little under 2 inches and around 4.5 centimeters. You stick the string through the tuning peg and make sure that the winds are going from the center of the headstock to the outside, this way. There are a few ways of winding the string on the tuning peg. You can stick to having all the turns lower and lower. You need that for the right angle above the nut. But you can also do the first turn above the end of the string and do the rest of the turns below. That's the first turn going above the end of the string, and then the rest goes below. Make sure that the windings don't overlap. That's very important for tuning stability. Remember that the same rule applies for these 3 tuners as well. you go with the string from the center of the headstock to the outside. Also, don't be afraid if the bridge pin starts to rise while you're tuning up the new string. You just simply push it back with your finger and you're good. Stretch and tune the new strings and enjoy them. There are acoustic guitars without bridge pins. In this case, you will just have to stick the strings through the bridge and tune them the same way. And now it's time for a test ride. Alright guys, let us know in the comment section if you have any questions left. Don't be afraid of setting up and fixing your guitar yourself. It's time to become your own guitar tech. It happens sometimes that a string gets stuck in the pin. That's because the ball end of the string gets stuck in the pin. I need more sleep.